ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ಗಣ್ಯರು ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೋದ ವರ್ಷ ಉಡುಪಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಅವರು ಬಂದರು. ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಚಟುವಟಿಕೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಇದು ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡದು, ಬಹಳ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠವಾದದ್ದು, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ ಎಂಬ ಆಶಯವನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿದವರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹರಿರಾಮ್ ಕೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಅವರು. ಹರಿರಾಮ್ ಕೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಅವರು ಸಮೀಪದ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಷಿ ಕಬ್ಯಾಡಿ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರ ಸುಪುತ್ರರು. ಅವರು ಮಣಿಪಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ MBBS ಮಾಡಿ, ಮೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ MD ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನ್ಯೂರಾಲಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದ ಅಧ್ಯಯನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 8 ವರ್ಷ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ 11 ವರ್ಷ ಅಮೇರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ನ್ಯೂರಾಲಜಿ ವಿಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿದರು. ಈಗ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಹೃದಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಆಗಿ, ನ್ಯೂರಾಲಜಿ ಅವರ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವರು ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ದಶೆಯಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ತಮ್ಮ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂಗಾರದ ಪದಕವನ್ನು ಗಳಿಸಿದವರು. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಪ್ರತಿಭಾವಂತ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವೈದ್ಯರೆಂದು ಖ್ಯಾತರಾದವರು. ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತಲೂ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಸಮಾಜಮುಖಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಅವರ ಪ್ರೀತಿ, ಕಲೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರಿಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡದು. ಕಲೆಯ ಕುರಿತಾದಂತಹ ಅವರ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಅವರ ಹಿರಿಯರಿಂದ ಬಂದದ್ದು. ಅವರ ತಂದೆ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನದ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಅಭಿಮಾನಿ. ಇವರು ಹಾಗೆ ಎನ್ನುವುದು ನಮಗೆ 2 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದಿನಿಂದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಈ ಕಳೆದ 2 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ರಾಜಾಂಗಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನದ ಸಪ್ತಾಹವನ್ನು ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುವುದು. ಹೀಗೆ ಕಲೆಯ ಕುರಿತಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರೀತಿ, ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಕುರಿತಾದಂತಹ ಒಲವು, ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿರುವವರಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎನ್ನುವಂತಹ ತುಡಿತ, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವಾಗ್ಮಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಸಮಯದ ಮಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಬೇಕು ಎಂಬ ಹಾಗೆ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನಂತಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಸರ್, ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆ.
Good morning, everybody. And, I am Dr. Hariram Acharya, as he mentioned. I won't be talking to you in Kannada today for 2 important reasons. One, because I can't speak very well in Kannada, so I have to be very honest with you. And 2, I have to also tell you that from now onwards, you are going to go to professional colleges. Some of you are going to become doctors. Some of you are going to become engineers. Some of you are going to probably become industrialists. Some of you might become politicians. And some of you even may become crooks. Who knows? But anyway, whatever college education you are going to do, it is not going to be in Kannada. It is important for you to understand and be able to speak in English from now onwards. Unfortunately, whether you like it or not, that is what you need to do. So that is the reason I am going to share my life story with you, not with the intention of boasting about my achievement or anything at all, but with the intention of making sure that every one of you here is going to gain from my experience as to what I have achieved. If I can achieve all these things in my life, I am absolutely certain that you will be able to achieve it too. That is the reason I want to share my experience with you. Now, I came from a very modest beginning. Let me tell you this. I came from a very modest beginning. Now, everybody thinks, yes, my father, Srinivasa Acharya, as he was very well known as Kabiyadi Jyotisha, when I was growing up, he was not a rich man. He was a very poor man. He had to look after 7 children and his brothers and sisters. When we were growing up, we were about 25 people in our house, and he was the only man who was earning and taking care of all of us. So it was not easy for him to look after us. And so that is why we had to take care of ourselves very well. Now, fortunately, by the grace of God and by the blessings of my parents, I was very good in my studies, like all of you here are. I was very good in my studies, and I was always top rank from the 1st to 7th standard. Now, I joined high school. When I joined 8th standard in high school, something changed. What exactly changed? I have to tell you this. Please listen to me very carefully, because this may happen to all of you, and that is the reason I want you to pay attention to what I am saying here, okay? When I was in the 8th standard, suddenly my interest in studies started waning. I stopped paying attention to my classes, my teachers and all that, and I had a few friends who were actually in a way, it is a good thing that that happened to me, but they were not a good influence on me. I started spending a lot of time with them. I never used to come home at right time, and I started playing badminton, cricket, shuttle, this and that. But there is nothing wrong with playing after school hours and all that. But if you ignore your primary objective of getting the education properly, you cannot be distracted by a lot of distractions, unfortunately. That is the truth. Now, when this was happening, my grades, my school ranks, everything started coming down. Now, remember, I am the first child of our family. And one day, my father actually called me. In the evening, I came back at about 8 o'clock, and I still remember, even to this day, it was October the 2nd, 1968. I remember that day even to this day, because that was a life-changing day of my life. I can tell you that. That is the reason I want to share with you. When I came home on that day, at 8 o'clock, my father told me all my brothers, all my sisters, all my uncles, all these people were sitting there, 25 people sitting there, and my father told me, come here, stand right in front of me. You know, I had tremendous respect for my father. And what he told me at that time, even to this day, I have not forgotten. He told me, son, you are the first son for my family. Now, if you are setting a bad example for all the other children in our family, what do you think is going to happen to the entire family? Now, all I can tell you, I have been told by your teachers that you are slipping down in your school studies, and you are, to be honest with you, this is what he told me, you are a disgrace to my family. If this is the way you are going to continue, I have no objection whatsoever. But if you want to continue like this, you are not going to stay in this house. You have to get out of the house, and you will not be welcome ever again. You have to make a choice. You have to make a decision. This is what my father told me at that time. And I cried because I was only 14 years old at that time. I cried at that time, and I promised on that day, I promised in front of all my family members, in front of the God, that I will never ever deviate from my primary goal. I will never ever deviate from my primary goal. And after that, what happened is history. That is what I am going to narrate to you from this time onwards, okay? Then after that, I came home on time. I started studying till very late at night and all that. The result of that was, when I finished my SSLC, I got a state rank at that time. And even to this day, I am very proud to say this, not because I want to boast about my achievement. Even to this day, my name is there in the Parkala High School where I studied, saying that this is the first student to get the rank in our high school. That name is still there. And my school teachers, even to this day, remind me about that. It makes me really proud. It makes me really proud of my father too. Okay? So that is the first step. Now, after that, I got the government scholarship until I finished my MBBS. I did not have, my father, as I told you, could not afford to send me to medical college, and every penny of my medical education was paid by the state government scholarship. I didn't have to pay even a single penny. Okay? Then after I finished my MBBS, what actually happened was, it was even in my memory even to this day, it was April 17th of 1978. Now, dean of my medical college at that time called me to his office, and he told me that I have been selected as the best outgoing student of the medical college. This was on April 18th, 1978. Okay? The reason for that is, I got third rank in the whole state in first MBBS, I got fourth rank in second MBBS, and I got the highest marks in the final MBBS examination. Culmination of all these things is resulted in they declaring me as the best outgoing student of the medical college. Okay? I came on that day because I was so happy. I came on that day because I already told you, I have a tremendous respect for my father and mother. I came on that day to touch the feet of my father and my mother, asking for their blessings. It makes me cry even to say this, okay? Because my father and mother are not here today, and I would have been really happy to invite them here to actually thank them for making this day for me today. Now, I came and touched the feet of my father and my mother, and my father, being an astrologer and a priest, he told me, son, I know one day you are going to become one of the finest doctors not only working here in India, but you are going to go abroad. You are going to work in one of the famous universities in one of the biggest countries in the world, which is United States, and you are going to be working in the capital of one of the states there, which belongs to the president of that country. This is what my father told me on that day. I did not believe him. Lo and behold, what actually happened? In 1995, I went to United States to join the Department of Neurology for my neurology training there. In 1995, I joined there, and that town was Springfield, Illinois, which is the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln, the President of the United States. This is what my father predicted. He was that kind of a scholar, and I did not know at that time. I was too young to understand what he was saying. Now, whenever I win any award or something like that, I dedicate it to my father because he was a God to me. He was really God to me, okay? I really respect my father, and I miss him so much, I have to tell you. Now, after I touched the feet of my father, after getting his blessing, I touched my mother's feet. My mother, I have to tell you this, my mother has never gone to school. She could not even write her name. She could not even sign. And when I touched her feet and told her that, Mom, I have become the best outgoing student of the medical college, she picked me up on my shoulder and she told me, do you know what she told me on that day? She told me, Father already told you, you are going to be a big doctor, good doctor one day, but for me, that is not enough. She told me, that is not enough. She told me, first and foremost thing, I want you to become a good human being. However big doctor you become, if you are not a good human being, that is not going to mean anything. This was the education given to me by my mother, who has never gone to school. All I am trying to tell you is that to become a good person, to have the pearl of wisdom like my mother had, you don't have to go to college. Okay? So you don't have to go to school. That is how brilliant she was. Anyway, after that, after finishing my MBBS, getting the Best Outgoing Student Award, I wanted to go for post-graduation. How can I go for post-graduation? Because I don't have any money. My father doesn't have money to pay for donation or anything like that at all. So, see, God has been very kind to me. You people have this Vidyaposhak Vibhaga of Kalaranga here. At that time, there was no Vidyaposhak Vibhaga or anything like that for me to go for, ask for any help, So what actually happened was, God has been very kind to me. At that time, Indian central government was conducting an examination called Talent Search Scheme, where they had invited 442 medical MBBS doctors from all over the country to participate in this examination. They wanted to select only 12 of the 442 best students from all medical colleges in the country, and they wanted to select 12 candidates for scholarship for whatever education they wanted to do. I took my examination in 1978 in Chennai, and I was lucky enough to be one of the 12 students to pass that examination. And lo and behold, because of that, I was able to finish my MD examination also. Entire examination of mine, entire college education of mine was funded by state scholarship for MBBS, central government scholarship for MD. I saved enough money at that time, even actually to help my brothers' educations at that time, because my father could not afford to send them to college or this or that. But I paid for their education also with that money. Now, I did not stop at that time, because I wanted something more. Yes, I have achieved already what I wanted to achieve so far, but I was hungry for something more. So what did I do at that time? I wanted to go to UK, United Kingdom, England. I wanted to get MRCP. But do I have the money to go to England? I don't. Can I ask anybody else for help? No, I can't. So what did I do? I actually went to Saudi Arabia, worked for 3 years, only with the intention of saving some money, and with that savings, I went to UK. Again, I was never a burden for my parents or family or anybody whatsoever. So I went to England, I finished my MRCP there, I went there in 1987 until 1995. I was there in UK, I finished my MRCP, and I worked in one of the very prestigious universities in Middlesex at that time, and as God has been very kind to me, I got the Best Teacher Award by all the college professors at that time in 1994. And I finished that. Then I was still not very happy. I wanted to achieve something more. So I thought, okay, what is there for me to explore something more? That is when I decided to go to United States. Now, I decided to go to United States in 1995. That is when I joined the university in Springfield, Illinois, which is the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln, the President of the United States. And I joined the university. And 3 years of neurology residency training I did. And you have to take the board examination in 1999. And, again, I have never settled for second best or third best or something like that. So I stood third ranked person in the United States, in the whole country, third ranked person in the United States in the neurology board examination. First Indian to get that recognition in United States. Okay, I did that. Then I did my fellowship also for neurorehabilitation, super specialty and all that. And as soon as I finished my fellowship, my university, my dean of the university, and the chairman of my medical college called me and told me that you are not allowed to leave this institution. You have to serve in this university, and we do not want you to leave. We want you to have here forever. So I was the first Indian to be appointed for the Department of Neurology in Springfield, Illinois, in the United States at that time. And initially I was appointed as an assistant professor. Nobody becomes an associate professor within 3 years. It usually takes about 8 or 9 years of service to become an associate professor. Within 3 years after I joined there, I was given the associate professor's degree. I was made the director of the residency program, which is the postgraduate training program. I was the director of the medical students training program. I was the director of the electrophysiology laboratory. I was the director of the neurorehabilitation unit of the university. 4 different directorships within 3 years of me finishing my neurology training there, which was never accomplished by anybody else. Now, 2007, because I was entrusted with the responsibility of teaching all the students and the residents, and I was responsible for the teaching for them. In 2007, 2008, and 2009, 3 consecutive years, I was awarded the Outstanding Teaching Faculty of the University for 3 consecutive years. Now, who should I thank when the university honored me at that time for winning this award for 3 consecutive years? They wanted me to give a speech. And who should I thank? Who do you think I thanked at that time? I thanked my father. Because of him, I was there in the first place, because he was the one who predicted me. Of course, I have to put in my effort. There is no doubt about that at all. But he was responsible for me getting there. So I told in front of everybody that I am here today in front of you receiving this award, and I am dedicating this award to my father. Okay? So everybody was very happy about that. Now, last year when I was there, I got another award. What was that award? It was called Leonard Toe National Award of the United States. Now, what exactly this award is, they select 85 physicians from 85 universities across the United States and give one person in each university an award for being the best clinician, best person in taking care of the patients with empathy, compassion, and treating the patients with care and love. This award was given to me, Leonard Toe Award for Empathy, Compassion, and Humanistic Care. This was given to me in 2010. By the United States central government at that time. And I was the recipient of this national award. And this is not for becoming a best doctor. This is for having the compassion, empathy, and love for the patients that I treat. Who do you think I dedicated this award to? My mother. I dedicated this award to my mother at that time. Unfortunately, when I received this award, my mother was not alive anymore. But I came and told my father at that time about that. Now, I achieved everything from there, and finally I wanted to come back to India. Now 2011, I decided to 2010 I finished whatever I wanted to achieve. 2011 I came back to India. Now I've been here for the last 4.5 years now. Now within 2 years or within 3 years of joining here, all the neurologists, all the physicians in Bangalore have awarded me with an award of Vidyaratna. This was last year, 2014. Vaidyaratna Award was given to me by the doctors in Bangalore for being one of the best doctors in Bangalore at that time. Now, I dedicated this to my father, my father, my mother, as well as to my teachers. I dedicated it to my teachers because without them, I would not be receiving all these awards in my life. Now, this is the reason I am telling you all these things. Now I am being invited. I am being invited to give talks all over the country. I have gone to Kashmir. I have gone to Delhi. I have gone to Mumbai. I have gone to Chennai. I have gone to Hyderabad to talk in various conferences and all that. I get invitations to give all these talks to share my experience. Not this experience, my experience in neurology. Now, I am a very happy and contented man. Now, the reason why I am sharing this story with you, ladies and gentlemen, is not to look how big I am. No, it is not the point at all. You people are all where I was in 1968. You people are all as good as me or even better than me. Don't ever forget that. You people have been chosen here today by this committee to reward you for what you have done so far. And it is time for you to take the first steps for your journey. You know, one of the very famous Chinese philosophers has said way back in 1802, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. Your journey of 1,000 miles starts from now, and your first step starts from today. And that is the reason I want you to remember this. If a boy who comes from a very small village, from a modest beginning, can get the best outgoing student award from the medical college, you can do it. If a boy who comes from a small village and a modest beginning can get the central government scholarship to finish his MD, you can do it. If a boy can go to UK and get the outstanding teacher award from one of the prestigious universities in London, you can do it. If a boy coming from a poor background, poor village nearby here and can go and get the outstanding teacher award from United States, you can do it. And if the boy can go and get the central government national award from the United States, if I can do it, you can do it. This is the point I am trying to make, that every one of you, please do not lose focus. One of the two important reasons why we fail in our life, two important reasons why we fail in our life is because one is the fear of failure. We tend to think that, oh my God, I am not going to become a doctor because it is too hard. I may fail. Well, don't have that fear at all. You should have the courage to say, no, I am not going to fear anything. I am going to achieve whatever I want to achieve, and I am going to have the courage and I am going to go for it. You have to have the courage and the conviction to do that. Number two, you have to have the focus. Now, once you decide that you are going to become a doctor or engineer or a lawyer or whatever degree you are going to pursue, please do not lose sight of the focus or the concentration. Do not waver here, there, and all that. Of course, you have to sacrifice a little bit of your happiness and all that to achieve what you want to achieve. Now, remember this. If you have to stay healthy, the most important thing you have to do, apart from eating healthy, is exercise. The God has given you this body. You have to do exercise for half an hour to 1 hour a day, and the body is going to take care of you for the next 23 hours a day. This is the reason why people have to do the exercise. The same way, if you sacrifice a little bit of your time and energy to focus on acquiring the knowledge and the education you deserve, for the next 5 to 10 years, you may have to work very hard for it. After that, you are going to reap the rewards of it for the next 50 to 60 years of your life. This is what I have done. I am the standing example right in front of you. This is what I am trying to share this experience with you. Now, I am trying to tell you very proudly what I have done in front of you. In 10 to 15 years' time, I want quite a lot of you to stand here and say what you have achieved in this world, what you have achieved in your life. That's what I want to happen. That will be the proudest day of my life, I can tell you. If I can inspire 2 of you, 3 of you to achieve whatever you want to achieve, I will be the happiest man on that day. So I want all of you to take an oath today that first and foremost thing is, I will never stop loving my father and mother. Don't forget that, because without father's blessing, mother's blessing, you are not going to achieve anything in life. Some of you may not have a good father. That is okay. At least you have a fantastic mother. At least pray for her, number one. Number two, do not ever stop respecting your teachers. Swamiji already told you about the importance of having a good teacher. Some of the teachers may not be to your liking, but they always are there for you. Even to this day, when I meet my high school teachers, elementary school teachers, when I see them, I go and touch their feet, because I don't think I'm a big doctor, big enough not to touch their feet. They are who I am. The reason I am here today is because of them. I go and touch their feet and ask for their blessing even to this day. So do not stop respecting your teacher. That is the most important thing. Number three, who is responsible for getting all of you here? The people who are actually responsible for getting you, all of you here, are the people who want to make life better for you. These people have no self-interest at all. But now, please have the humbleness and humility to remember for the rest of your life and be grateful to Vidyaposhak Vibhaga of Yakshagana Kalaranga, without whom we are not here, without whom I am not here, without whom you are not going to be here. That's why don't ever forget their role in what you are going to be tomorrow. That's a very important thing to remember. And last but not the least, I want all of you to take an oath today. I will not stop until I achieve my goal in life, come what may. That is the final thing I want you to remember. I will, please stand up and say that for me. I will not, please stand up. I will not stop. Please say after me. I will not stop until I achieve my goal in life. Yeah, just don't say it for the sake of saying. Please mean it, okay? I want you to remember that. In 15 years' time, I want quite a lot of you to come and say to us what your stories are, so that you can inspire, you can motivate a lot of other students for the next generation too. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much. And please sit down. It is an honor and a privilege to be invited to deliver this talk. It makes me so proud. It makes me so happy to talk to you all people. You people are special people. Remember that. Don't ever let anybody ever tell you anything different. You people are special people. You may not have the money, like I did not have much money, but that is not the most important thing in life. Your education, your qualification, what you are going to achieve from now on, that is what is going to make a tremendous difference to your life. So it is an honor and privilege to be in front of you. It is an honor and privilege to be invited to deliver this talk for you. Thank you very much. All the best to you.